The 1930 Lincoln wheat penny with no mint mark, minted in Philadelphia, is a coin that, despite its humble face value, has proven to be a sleeper treasure in the numismatic world, particularly for those lucky enough to find one in exceptional condition. While the general public may regard it as a common pre-World War II cent, seasoned collectors know that this coin, when preserved in the highest grades and with full mint-red luster, can fetch market prices of up to $21,000 at major auctions. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln Wheat Penny series was launched in 1909 to honor the centennial of President Abraham Lincoln's birth, making it the first U.S. coin to depict a real historical figure. On the obverse of the 1930 issue, you'll find the familiar right-facing portrait of Lincoln with the inscriptions "In God We Trust" across the top, "Liberty" on the left, and the date 1930 on the right. The absence of a mint mark under the date confirms it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. The reverse displays the classic Wheatears design with 1 cent and United States of America between two stylized wheat stalks, and the Latin motto "E pluribus unum." At first glance, it might seem like just another well-worn penny from the Great Depression era, but in pristine condition, this coin becomes something truly extraordinary. Despite a healthy mintage of 157 million pieces, most 1930 Lincoln cents were released directly into circulation, where they endured decades of wear, corrosion, handling, and damage. Very few were preserved at the time in mint state MS condition, and even fewer retained their original mint-red coloration, a feature highly prized by collectors because copper coins begin to tone and darken almost immediately after striking. The 1930 no mint mark penny is particularly challenging to locate in MS67 road red condition, and coins that do exist at this level represent the absolute elite of the issue. Only a tiny handful have been certified at this grade by top grading services such as PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service and NGC Numismatic Guarantee Company, and these are the coins that command prices soaring toward $21,000 or more at auction. In fact, auction records show that PCGS MS67 road examples have consistently achieved 5-figure results, especially when they exhibit strong strike definition, radiant red surfaces, and minimal contact marks. These coins are often described by collectors and dealers as registry quality, meaning they are suitable for high-end competitive sets in the PCGS or NGC registry collections, where enthusiasts strive to own the very finest examples of each date and mint mark. What makes the 1930 Philadelphia wheat penny especially valuable is a combination of condition, rarity, survival rate, and collector demand. Even though it's not the lowest mintage wheat penny, it's incredibly difficult to locate one that's sharply struck, fully red, and free of the minor abrasions and nicks that plague most early 20th century cents. The copper alloy used at the time, 95% copper, 5% tin and zinc, is extremely reactive to its environment, making untoned examples increasingly rare with each passing decade. That's why original red luster graded as road is such a crucial component of value. While brown BN and red-brown RB coins are still collectible, their market value drops dramatically compared to full red examples. To illustrate this, a 1930 penny in MS65 BN might sell for just $50 to $100, while an MS67 RD can be worth 200 times that amount or more, depending on eye appeal and scarcity. Aside from grade and color, die varieties and errors can also significantly impact the value of a 1930 Lincoln cent, though not as widely known as the famous 1955 doubled die. There are confirmed 1930 Lincoln cents with repunched mint marks RPM and die cracks that add collector interest. Coins that exhibit die clashes, struck through grease errors, or off-center strikes, especially if they remain in mint state, can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. These errors are often unintentional results of misalignment, debris, or mechanical malfunction at the mint, and when paired with a rare date or high grade, they become standout showpieces. In the case of the 1930 no mint mark penny, even small anomalies are worth investigating. Combine one of these unique errors with an MS66 or MS67 grade and a strong red finish, and it's not hard to see a final price of $10,000 to $21,000. Depending on rarity and demand, professional certification is critical for establishing the authenticity and value of a high-end 1930 Lincoln cent. Coins graded and encapsulated by PCGS or NGC not only provide peace of mind, but also open the door to registry competition, a fast-growing trend where collectors compete to build the finest known sets in each series. In these registries, a Pop 1/0th coin, meaning the highest graded example with no equals, is a trophy-worthy asset. With so few 1930p pennies reaching MS67 road status and none in MS68, the coins market is ripe for upward price pressure. Auction listings regularly highlight phrases like top pop, single finest known, or finest graded, and such designations can cause prices to skyrocket when serious collectors bid competitively. The Great Depression backdrop also adds to the historical and emotional appeal of the 1930 Lincoln wheat penny. Struck during a period of massive unemployment, bank failures, and economic collapse, the coin represents resilience and survival. It's a tangible link to a time when every cent truly mattered, and families relied on coins like these to buy bread or send a letter. For some collectors, owning a flawless example from this year is not just about rarity or profit. It's about owning a symbol of endurance from one of the toughest eras in American history. This emotional connection further fuels demand, especially among history enthusiasts who find meaning in numismatics beyond financial value. Another exciting aspect is the possibility that high-grade examples are still out there, waiting to be discovered in old coin albums, estate collections, or forgotten penny jars. Many early Lincoln cents were saved by grandparents and great-grandparents, tucked away in boxes and cigar tins. Though most were handled and oxidized over the decades, there remains a chance that some pristine red lustrous pieces survived untouched, either stored in original bank rolls or pulled from circulation shortly after minting. With the right tools, a magnifying glass, proper lighting, and knowledge of grading standards, coin hunters can potentially uncover hidden gems worth thousands. And in today's market, a submission to PCGS or NGC could turn that long-forgotten coin into a $21,000 payday. In conclusion, the 1930 no-mint mark Lincoln wheat penny is far more than a relic of the past. While its face value remains just 1 cent, its potential collector value, when combined with MS67 red grade rarity, luster, and historical context, can easily reach $21,000 or more. This coin exemplifies the power of numismatics, how history, beauty, scarcity, and demand can come together to turn ordinary objects into extraordinary treasures. Whether you're a seasoned investor, a competitive registry participant, or a casual collector, the 1930 Philadelphia wheat cent offers a compelling opportunity. It's a reminder that even the smallest coins can carry immense value if only they've survived time in perfect form. So, if you're sifting through an old collection or checking the wheat pennies passed down through generations, take a second look, because you just might be holding one of the rarest, most valuable copper coins from the early 20th century, a true $21,000 penny that history almost forgot. Next, up the 1977 Roosevelt dime with no mint mark. Struck at the Philadelphia Mint, might look like a completely ordinary coin to most people, just another 10-cent piece, commonly found in pocket change or tucked away in an old coin jar. But in the eyes of experienced collectors, this dime has the potential to be far more valuable than its face value suggests. In fact, under the right circumstances, select examples of the 1977 no-mint mark dime have been known to sell for as much as $2,000, due to a combination of extremely high-grade condition, full-band strike quality, and rare minting anomalies or errors that make it a true standout in the Roosevelt dime series. The Roosevelt dime was introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt, replacing the Mercury dime, and has remained in circulation to this day. Designed by John R. Sinek, the coin features a left-facing portrait of FDR on the obverse, with the inscriptions, "Liberty, in God we trust," and the year 1977. The reverse displays a torch in the center, flanked by an olive branch on the left and an oak branch on the right, representing peace and strength. Around the edges of the inscriptions, United States of America, E pluribus unum, and 1 dime, unlike coins minted in Denver or San Francisco, which carry a D or S mint mark respectively. Dimes struck in Philadelphia before 1980 have no mint mark, making this no mint mark feature standard for the year but still essential for identification. However, it's not the mint mark or lack thereof that makes this coin worth thousands, but the combination of superior strike, flawless condition, and collector demand that elevates its status far above the average circulation dime. With over 356 million 1977 dimes struck at the Philadelphia Mint, this coin is by no means rare in quantity. What is rare, however, is finding an example that has survived for over 4 decades in pristine mint state 67 or 68 condition, with no contact marks, no signs of circulation, and the sharp strike quality required to earn the coveted full bands FB designation. For Roosevelt dimes, the most important detail collectors examine is the horizontal bands that wrap around the torch on the reverse. These bands must be fully separated and sharply defined to qualify for a full bands designation. From leading grading services such as PCG's Professional Coin Grading Service or NGC Numismatic Guarantee Company, the 1977 dime from Philadelphia is particularly challenging in this regard, as the dies used were often worn or the coins were struck with less than optimal pressure. This resulted in weak details, especially in the torch area, making full-band specimens from this year significantly rare. When a 1977 dime is found in MS67 or higher and possesses full bands, it becomes an elite coin, with some examples fetching $1,500 to $2,000. At auction, due to low population counts and intense demand from registry collectors, the registry set phenomenon is a major factor driving up the value of high-end Roosevelt dimes. Collectors competing in the PCGS or NGC registry set categories are always on the lookout for the finest known examples of each date and mint mark. For many years, The Roosevelt dime was largely ignored by advanced collectors who focused on older series like Barber or Mercury dimes. But as interest in modern coinage has grown, the demand for top-grade Roosevelt dimes has surged. The 1977 no-mint mark dime in MS-68 full bands condition is among the toughest of the late 1970s issues to find, and in some population reports it has only a single-digit number of examples in that grade, sometimes as few as 2 or 3 coins. When that's the case, the few that exist become top population coins, capable of commanding premium prices at auction or in private sales, often reaching or exceeding the $2,000 threshold. Another factor that contributes to the high value of the 1977 dime is the presence of rare mint errors and striking anomalies. While errors were not as rampant in the 1970s as they were in earlier decades, the occasional mistake still occurred, and when it did, it created coins that are now numismatic gems. Some 1977 dimes have been found with off-center strikes, die breaks, clipped planchettes, and even the highly prized struck on wrong planchette errors, where a dime design is mistakenly struck on a cent or foreign coin blank. These types of errors, when certified by PCGS or NGC and paired with mint state preservation, often attract bids in the hundreds to thousands of dollars. For example, a 1977 dime struck 15% off-center in MS-65 condition could easily sell for several $100s, and even more if combined with full bands. A struck-through grease error, where debris on the die causes parts of the design to be missing or faded, can also push prices significantly higher, especially if the error is dramatic and the coin remains in pristine condition. Because this is a modern coin, survival in high grade is extremely difficult, not due to rarity of mintage but due to how the coins were handled. Most 1977 dimes entered circulation immediately and were used for everyday transactions, vending machines, parking meters, and tolls. Very few were saved in original rolls or mint sets, and even fewer remained untouched for decades in the kind of condition needed to grade MS-67 or better. Copper-nickel-clad coins, which replaced 90% silver dimes in 1965, are notoriously susceptible to bag marks, scuffs, and dull luster, which means the tiniest imperfection can knock a coin down from investment grade to common. For that reason, certified examples in superb gem quality with blazing luster and razor-sharp detail are extremely hard to come by, and that scarcity is what drives values into the thousands. Collectors searching for high value 1977 dimes should know what to look for. First, examine the reverse under 10x magnification to assess the clarity and separation of the bands on the torch. True full bands should show no merging or flattening. Next, inspect the fields and devices for nicks, scratches, or discoloration. Mint state 68 coins should appear virtually flawless to the naked eye, with strong eye appeal and full original mint luster. Any unusual feature, such as doubling on the legends, shifted devices or strike-throughs, should be investigated further as potential errors. Finally, if the coin appears to be a candidate for high grade, it is absolutely essential to have it professionally graded. Submitting to PCGS or NGC not only authenticates the coin but gives it legitimacy and exposure in the marketplace, especially if it receives the FB designation and a top population grade. Auction records back up the market strength of the 1977 no-mint mark dime. Well-preserved examples with full bands have sold at heritage auctions, great collections, and other top numismatic platforms for $1,500 to $2,000, depending on demand and population at the time. These sales confirm that even late 20th century coins can achieve impressive values when their condition is near perfect, and the coin is one of the finest known. Dealers specializing in modern U.S. coinage often feature these high-end clad coins as investment-grade collectibles, noting that the shrinking supply of top-quality coins and increasing demand will likely keep prices rising in the years to come. In conclusion, the 1977 no-mint mark Roosevelt dime proves that even a coin as seemingly ordinary as a clad dime can become a $2,000 rarity under the right circumstances. With a perfect storm of ultra-high-grade condition, full bands, strike designation, low population registry set demand, and mint error potential, this dime is far more than 10 cents. It's a collectible treasure that belongs in the spotlight. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a curious new collector, this coin reminds us all that value isn't always about age or metal content. Sometimes it's about perfection, rarity, and timing. So, the next time you go through your change, take a closer look at that 1977 dime with no mint mark, because it might just be worth far more than you ever imagined. Next up, the 1922 $1 piece silver coin is more than just a piece of monetary history. It's a symbol of post-war peace, American artistry, and enduring numismatic prestige, struck at a time when the United States was transitioning from the trauma of World War I to a period of economic optimism. This coin is one of the most iconic issues of the 20th century, designed by renowned sculptor Anthony DeFrancisci. The peace dollar was introduced in 1921 to commemorate the end of the war, to end all wars, and by 1922, production had ramped up significantly. The 1922 peace dollar, minted primarily in Philadelphia, no mint mark, is the most common peace dollar by mintage, with over 51 million coins produced, but it is also one of the most desirable among collectors, especially those examples struck in high grade, with full luster and exceptional detail, while circulated examples may only be worth their silver melt value or a modest premium. A 1922 peace dollar in mint state 66 or 67 with strong strike, satiny luster, and pristine surfaces can command up to $6,000 or more at major auctions. This high value is driven by condition, rarity, strike quality, and collector demand for one of the few coins that directly expresses an American ideal piece in both name and imagery. The obverse of the 1922 peace dollar features a stunning, youthful portrait of Lady Liberty, modeled after De Francisi's wife, Teresa. Her hair flows freely, and a radiant crown reminiscent of the Statue of Liberty's spikes rises behind her head. Encircling the top is the word Liberty, within God we TRV's T below, featuring the classical Latin V in place of the modern UA design choice that nods to ancient Roman inscriptions. The date 1922 is centered at the bottom. On the reverse, a bald eagle perched atop a rock, clutching an olive branch, surveys a calm horizon with the word peace prominently inscribed below. This reverse design is unique to the peace dollar series and gives the coin its symbolic name. The inscriptions United States of America and E pluribus unum arc above the eagle, while $1 is centered directly beneath. The eagle's posture and the tranquility of the imagery set the peace dollar apart from earlier, more martial coin designs such as the Morgan dollar. However, despite its peaceful symbolism, the 1922 peace dollar was plagued by production issues. In 1921, the first peace dollars were struck in high relief, but these proved difficult for the mint to produce efficiently. In 1922, the relief was lowered, making this the first year of low relief production. And this shift plays a key role in how 1922 issues are graded, valued, and collected today. Although the Philadelphia Mint produced over 51 million peace dollars in 1922, surviving examples in gem condition mint state 65 and above are significantly rarer. The average 1922 peace dollar shows weak strikes, flattened features particularly around the hair and eagle's feathers, and countless contact marks, as these large silver coins were roughly handled during minting and storage. Coins in MS66 or MS67 condition are extremely difficult to come by and typically command prices from $3,000 to over $6,000, depending on strike sharpness, luster quality, and eye appeal. Only a tiny number of coins have been certified by PCGS or NGC in MS67, and these are usually considered top pop coins, meaning they are among the highest graded examples known to exist. Such coins are highly sought after by registry set collectors who compete to assemble the finest known collections of each series. An MS67 peace dollar from 1922 with blazing white luster, full cartwheel shine, and minimal contact marks becomes a showpiece coin worthy of the finest numismatic cabinets in the world. Additionally, what makes the 1922 peace dollar even more exciting is the presence of rare and valuable errors and die varieties, which can push values far higher. For example, a small number of high-relief 1922 peace dollars were struck at the beginning of the year before the switch to lower relief dies. These coins are exceptionally rare and are considered transitional issues. Even in circulated grades, a true high-relief 1922 peace dollar can command tens of thousands of dollars, and in mint state, it becomes an elite-level rarity. Another variation is the strong reverse die break, sometimes referred to as the earring variety, which shows dramatic die cracks near Liberty's ear. Collectors also search for struck-through errors, where foreign material was between the die and planchette during the strike, resulting in missing design features, as well as double die obverse DDO and double die reverse DDR examples, where parts of the design appear slightly doubled due to die misalignment. These varieties, especially when professionally certified, bring strong premiums and often enter the five-figure range depending on grade. Grading plays a massive role in determining value. A 1922 peace dollar in MS63 might be worth between $50 and $80, depending on eye appeal and luster. At MS64, values climb closer to $100, $150, but it's not until MS65 and above that the price curve steepens dramatically. An MS66 can easily fetch over $1,000 to $2,000, and MS67 examples are almost impossible to find without paying $4,000 to $6,000 or more, due to their rarity and popularity. Beyond that, proof-like or deep mirror proof-like DMPL finishes, though exceedingly rare for 1922, also boost a coin's desirability and value. Coins that exhibit rainbow toning or exceptional luster might even fetch premiums above their certified grade, as collectors are often willing to pay extra for superior eye appeal. For example, a beautifully toned 1922 peace dollar in MS66 Plus with target rainbow coloring could eclipse the $6,000 mark, particularly at high-profile auctions. The 1922 peace dollar also holds a strong emotional and historical appeal. It was issued during a time of change in America period when the nation was adjusting to peace and prosperity after years of global conflict. The design encapsulates this sentiment and has become symbolic of America's ideals during the Roaring Twenties. Collectors are drawn not only to its visual beauty and silver content but also to what the coin represents, a national desire for peace, optimism, and modernity. As the only U.S. coin series to carry the word peace, it occupies a unique niche in American numismatics, making even commandate examples desirable for both casual and advanced collectors. Furthermore, with renewed interest in silver and tangible assets, many investors have also turned to peace dollars as a hedge against inflation and economic instability, fueling further demand and price increases, adding to its appeal. The silver content of the 1922 peace dollar is significant. Each coin contains 0.773 troy ounces of silver, making it a valuable bullion piece even in low grades. However, collectors should be careful not to confuse bullion value with numismatic value. A heavily worn 1922 peace dollar may be worth only $20, $30 based on silver spot price, while a gem-grade example with top certification could be worth over 200 times that. That's why grading, authentication, and strike detail matters so much. A coin submitted to PCGs or NGC with a top-grade designation and attractive eye appeal becomes a certified investment and often a centerpiece of a growing or competitive collection. In conclusion, the 1922 piece silver dollar without a mint mark is a fascinating coin that blends history, symbolism, artistic beauty, and investment potential. While its massive mintage number may suggest it's common, the truth is that high-grade examples are exceedingly rare, especially those with MS66 or MS67 grades, razor-sharp detail, and flawless surfaces. These elite coins, particularly when enhanced by attractive toning or rare mint errors, can command as much as $6,000 or more, making them a prime target for serious collectors and investors alike. Whether you're drawn by its elegant design, the story of peace it symbolizes, or the thrill of hunting for a hidden gem in old collections, the 1922 peace dollar stands as a powerful reminder that even a century later, some coins are far more valuable than they seem at first glance. It's a timeless piece of American heritage, and for those fortunate enough to own one in pristine condition, it's also a tangible link to both wealth and history.